Hey everyone, Shane here with etrailer.com. Today I have a 2014 Ram 1500. I'm going to walk through how to install the DeeZee 3-inch Nerf bars. Adding Nerf bars or tube steps, as you often hear, to your vehicle is not only going to add style, but it's also going to give you an easier time getting in and out of your vehicle, especially if your vehicle sits a little bit higher. I'm 6 foot tall. Getting in and out of this vehicle with the larger tires on it, I have to kind of jump up into the seat. Adding the Nerf bars, again, is going to make it much easier when getting in the vehicle. The bars are going to be 3 inches. They're going to be a black powder coat finish, so they're going to look really nice on your vehicle. Again, add a very nice touch. The steps themselves are going to be a plastic construction, but they're going to have, they're kind of going to be dimpled, I guess. So it's going to give it a little bit of grip when your feet may be wet. The width of the step is going to be about 2.5 inches. Where you can see the knobs here, they're going to be about 10 and a quarter. The whole width of the step, you're looking at about 19 and a quarter. Now, you're not only going to have one for the front, but you're also going to have one for your passengers in the back. Another nice feature I like about these is at the end of our tube, they're going to have a rubber cap, and what that rubber cap does is help prevent water from getting inside the tube. It's also going to keep the two metal surfaces from rubbing together. These steps are also going to be available in chrome if you prefer chrome. As far as the installation process is very simple, straightforward. It's going to come with all the necessary hardware, and it's not going to require any drilling or welding. Now that we've gone over some of the features, let's get in the shop and show you how to put them on. Start your installation, you start on either side of the vehicle. They're both going to be exactly the same. You're going to grab a nut plate like this. It only has the bolt coming out of it. It's just a plate and a plastic retaining washer like this. You may or may not have tape on this hole. If you do, pull it off. In some cases, this hole is going to be small. You're going to take the pull wire that comes in your kit, the spring in, you're going to feed it through this hole and you're going to come out this hole. And you'd feed your hardware through here and then come out here. In our case, our hole is the correct size. You're going to take your plate. Now they're going to tell you to feed it in there and then put this on. I find that it's easier if you just thread this on partially. Get it in the hole. And then thread it on the rest of the way. That's going to hold your plate in place and keep it from falling into the frame rail. On some vehicles, these two holes right here are going to be threaded. You're just going to use the hardware when you get to that point that fits those holes. In our case, we don't, so we're going to have another nut plate. It's going to be a larger bolt. We're going to put another one of our keepers on. We're going to slide it in the hole, and it's going to, we want it to be up towards the front hole here. We'll thread this on. We're going to take our bracket for the front. It's going to be marked PF for passenger front. We're going to slide it over our bolt. This side's going to get a flat washer, lock washer nut. This here is going to get a bolt with a lock washer and flat washer on it. Doesn't matter which, we're going to put them both on. I'm just going to put this one on to hold our bracket kind of up in place. Now we can come back and put that hardware on. In our case here, this bolt that's sticking out is not going to be used. We're going to make sure these are only hand tight. We don't want to tighten them down all the way just yet. Now we're going to come to the very back hole. If there's tape, again, pull it off the top hole. Another one of our nut plates. Put your isolator tab or your puller tab on there. And when we put our bracket up, it'll determine which side we're putting the bottom side on. So we'll leave it sit like that for now. We're going to grab our bracket. Again, it's going to be marked passenger rear. You can see how the holes are. So it's going to be turned this way. We're going to slide it over. Just like that. We're going to use the bolt correct for the threaded portion of that nut plate. Lock washer, flat washer, threaded in the plates. Like that. And we can come back and we can finish up with our hardware here. Flat washer, lock washer, and then of course, again, leave them loosely installed. 18mm socket and wrench. The front body mount. We're going to loosen this bolt, and then if you want, you can use an impact or a power tool to get it out. One thing I will say is on a vehicle this age, there's a rubber isolator up in there, and part of it will start to deteriorate over time. The little particles that have deteriorated may turn into liquid, so if you're using an impact, once you get down so far, that stuff is going to spray out of there and it will get all over, so just watch yourself. Loosen it first with the impact. You can kind of see that coming out of there. Looks like just a lot of water right now. We're going to go ahead and remove this bolt all the way. Once you remove the bolt, you're going to find the bracket that says passenger. You're going to fit it the way it's going to fit to the bracket. We'll thread this bolt back up in there. We're just going to thread it in there enough so it stays. And then we're going to get our hardware installed here to this bracket. Next, we're going to take our tube step. In each end, it's threaded. We're going to take a large bolt, lock washer, flat washer. We're going to go through this bracket, through our other bracket. We're going to thread it right into the end of the tube step. We're going to do this at each end into each bracket. Once we have all our hardware installed, we're going to come back and start tightening everything down. We're going to start with our brackets going into the side of the body, or the rocker pin. 19mm socket for our top bolt here. We can use a 5/8 socket for this lower one here. And then we'll move to our front bracket. 5/8 here. For our front and top hole here, we obviously can't use our powered wrench. So we're going to take a socket wrench with the 5/8 socket, and we're going to tighten this down. Come back with your 18mm socket. We're going to tighten our body mount bolt down. Next, we're going to come back. We're going to straighten our steps out, get them aligned, either high or low, however we want to set them. Come back with a 19mm socket. We're going to tighten these bolts down. I'm going to start with the back one. We really can't go up any higher with the front here, so I'm going to align the back as high as the front is. Once you get one side done, you're going to repeat the process on the other. It's going to do it for look at installation on the DeeZee Nerf Bars on a 2014 Ram 1500.